Hey brewers, it's Paul here, and today we're going to take a look at the Kegs Inline Regulators, as well as their shutoff valves. So why would you need this? Let's say you purchased a CO2 regulator like the Kegs MK4 and it just has one output. What you could do if you are on a budget and you don't care if both of your beers have the same pressure going to them is you could just get one of these T's here, cut that off, put in a T, and then run a line to each keg. That's great if you want both your beers at 10 PSI. But let's say you didn't want to splurge for a dual output regulator where the pressure for both outputs has their own dial. You can put a splitter and then put an inline regulator there. So let's say you had a beer you just kegged, you wanted to hit it with 30 PSI to carbonate it faster, but you have another beer that's already carbonated and you want to keep it at serving pressure. You could set this to 30 and then step it down to 10 with one of these. I'm also going to put a shutoff valve in line. That way, if there's no keg attached to that particular CO2 line, you can make sure you're not gonna lose any CO2 by just turning it off. So this is pretty straightforward. Let's say we wanna do 3 kegs. We will just add another splitter to this. Doesn't matter which one we use here. There we go. We'll go like this. So that will give us our 3 outputs. You could keep going, do as many as you want. I'm sure at some point you might run into issues, but putting another 3 or 4 on there shouldn't matter. You want to make sure that you cut this tubing straight. Don't cut it slanted or anything like that, it'll leak. Get our first shutoff valve. Put it in there. And then when you're installing the inline regulator, there is an arrow, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, that indicates the flow. So you want the input, so the CO2 coming from the regulator to go in here and out that side following the arrow that's on there. So let's go ahead and get that one hooked up. Make sure I'm doing this right, okay. And then also unscrew this so it's pretty loose. We'll adjust it later. Another piece of tubing for our disconnect, which I'm gonna grab right now. All right, we have our CO2 disconnect here. Get that on there. Then we'll do the same thing for the other 2. So piece of tubing, shut off, piece of tubing, making sure we're going the right direction through the inline regulator. Another piece of tubing to our disconnect. So I'll quickly get that done. When you take these out of the box for the first time, assembly is very simple. Comes with the spring goes in there, and then just screw this in here. Make sure you don't cross thread it. That should be good. Okay, so we have them all hooked up. This does kind of look like a rat's nest. If you wanted to, there are screw holes here. You could make like a board or something and have them all nicely, put on the board. That way they're not dangling loose like this. But for now, that's what we have to work with. Something's leaking. That's what happens when you go too fast. All right, so everything's hooked up. I'm gonna crank this to, let's say, 30 PSI. That's usually what I force carbonate at when I wanna get beer carbonated quickly. And we're gonna check everywhere for leaks, anywhere that's possible. And Star Sand bubbles quite a bit, so if it was leaking, we should be able to see that right away. But you do want to take your time when you're doing this at home and really make sure that all the joints are good and not leaking. I think we're good. So we have 30 PSI. Let's say I had 3 kegs, one that I just kegged, I need to carbonate fast. I want that one to get 30 PSI. So we'll adjust that one first. So it was at 10. I'll try to get a better. As I turn this, it'll go up. There we go. So that one's at 30. Let's say this is a beer I already had carbonated. I just want this at serving pressure. So right now it's at 20. And there we go, that one's at 10. And then maybe I had like some sort of cask ale or something that I didn't really want too carbonated. You could step it down even more. Say around like 4 PSI. But that's one way you could take your single output regulator and then connect it to, in theory, as many kegs as you want, all running different pressures. I think that pretty much covers it. The shutoff valves, again, let's say there's no keg attached to here. Why risk anything leaking CO2? Just turn it off in line, just like that. Nothing's coming out now. Oh, see that? You gotta be careful. That one started leaking. So I would recommend, if you can, attaching this to a board or something like that. Hey, how's it going? Good, how are you? Not bad. So that's pretty much all there is to it. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Cheers.